Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Steelers Justin Fields scheduled for another start at least for now. Justin Fields will likely get a chance to make a second start at quarterback after a victorious Pittsburgh Steelers debut last Sunday. Fields stepped into the starting lineup as Russell Wilson was unable to play because of a strained calf. While Fields wasn't dazzling, he did enough to lead the Steelers to an 18-10 win over the Falcons in Atlanta. With Wilson still hobbled by the injury, Fields is penciled in to again be QB1 this Sunday when the Steelers visit the Denver Broncos. The Steelers scored on 6 on their 10 possessions behind Fields, who was acquired from the Chicago Bears in an offseason trade. However, they failed to score a touchdown as all their points came on Chris Boswell's 6 field goals. Fields completed 17 of 23 passes for 156 yards and rushed for 57 yards on 14 carries. "I thought he settled in as the game went on," Steelers coach Mike Tomlin said Tuesday during his weekly news conference. "I thought he had clear eyes in weighty moments. I thought he was a good communicator in some of those moments where we had some discussions. We had a big third down play late in the game, 3rd and 5, we had a timeout. We came to the sideline. We talked about leaving the ball in his hands. We bounced around some suggestions. He was a major component of that discussion. We went out. We left the ball in his hands. We had a designed quarterback run. He moved the chains in those circumstances." The Steelers signed Wilson, the 9-time Pro Bowler, as a free agent in the offseason after he was released by the Broncos. It was part of a total revamp at quarterback by the Steelers, who traded Kenny Pickett to the Philadelphia Eagles and allowed backups Mitch Trubisky and Mason Rudolph to leave as free agents in the months following their loss to the Buffalo Bills in an AFC wildcard playoff game. Tomlin said on Tuesday that Wilson was feeling better. However, they will begin practice Wednesday with Fields running the first-team offense. "We're going to take the same approach that we take with a lot of people in terms of injury," Tomlin said. "We'll first start with his participation and his level of participation, his quality of participation. Over the course of the week, we'll be analyzing whether he's capable of protecting himself, whether he's capable of being productive." Steelers signed 6'5" WR prospect known for long frame. The Pittsburgh Steelers announced a practice squad signing and corresponding release on September 10 as the team preps for Week 2 versus the Denver Broncos. The Steelers signed receiver Shaquan Davis to the practice squad and released linebacker Marcus Haynes, Steelers.com contributor Teresa Varley relayed. Noting, Davis originally signed with the New Orleans Saints as an undrafted free agent following the 2023 NFL Draft. He spent his rookie season on the Saints practice squad. The 6'5" wide receiver also got a look with the Philadelphia Eagles over the offseason before returning to the Saints this summer. He flashed a bit during his first preseason in New Orleans, logging 7 catches for 101 yards and 5 first downs according to Football Database. That 3-game preseason debut also included a 42-yard long and 24 yards after the catch. Over 4 years of college ball at South Carolina State, Davis appeared in 36 games and accounted for 2,648 receiving yards and 27 touchdowns. And in February of 2023, Bleacher Report draft analyst Damian Parson highlighted Davis's long frame and impressive reach. SC State WR Shaquan Davis is an area code receiver, Parson scouted. Listed at 60'46" with 34 1/8 arms and an 82 5/8 reach. Davis consistently shows the ability to extend outside of his frame to reel in passes. A nice physical profile and set of tools. In early 2023, NFL Network draft expert Lance Zierlein correctly predicted that Davis would be a priority UDFA after the draft. He explained the likely reasons for this during his scouting report. Davis's size, wingspan and high point ability are alluring. However, the tape shows a player who fails to play to his best speed and too often struggles to hang on to the football. He has play traits that could be developed, but if he doesn't become more urgent and reliable as a pass catcher, he might not get that opportunity, Zierlein wrote at the time. He also stated that Davis's game is littered with drops during his weaknesses section, and that his hand-eye coordination is troubling. As for strengths, Zierlein liked Davis's athleticism on in-air adjustments to the throw and his aforementioned size and length that evaluators covet. At his core, Davis appears to be an intriguing jump ball and red zone threat for Steelers offensive coordinator Arthur Smith to get his hands on. He doesn't seem to be much of a special teamer at this point in his career though, having logged just 4 snaps over the course of his preseason NFL career according to Pro Football Focus. The Steelers now have 4 wide receivers on their practice squad, providing depth for the 5 active pass catchers on the 53-man roster. Circling back to the cut, Haynes first signed with the Steelers on August 20th. He initially profiled as outside linebacker depth behind Nick Herbig and Jeremiah Moon, now on IR, and stuck around on a practice squad deal after Pittsburgh waived him at the 53-man deadline. Now he'll be released for the second time here on September 10th. Haynes, 26, is in his second professional season out of Old Dominion, Steelers Now reporter Chris Ward informed. He originally signed with the Denver Broncos as an undrafted free agent in 2023, and spent the preseason with Denver last season. In 3 games, he had 5 tackles, 1 pass defended and 1 quarterback hit. Haynes has also had cups of coffee with the Houston Texans and Cleveland Browns at the NFL level. Pittsburgh Steelers starting tackle suffers ankle injury. Pittsburgh Steelers starting left tackle has an ankle injury that swelled up on him after their win against the Atlanta Falcons, head coach Mike Tomlin said on Tuesday. It is unclear when the injury happened, but Moore is expected to be limited early in the week. If Moore cannot play, the Steelers will likely put Broderick Jones, their starting right tackle, at left tackle and slot in first-round pick Troy Fautanu at right tackle. Fautanu is healthy after suffering an MCL sprain in the team's first preseason game against the Houston Texans. Moore was charged with 2 pressures by Pro Football Focus against the Falcons. Jones allowed the same amount of pressure but was credited with allowing both sacks. Tomlin acknowledged the Steelers would start ramping Fautanu up because his talent merited it. However, if Moore is out against the Broncos, Fautanu will make his first career start against a Broncos edge rusher group that can create damage. Moore is the only new injury on the report from Tomlin that was not known on Sunday. Punter Cameron Johnston is out for the season, and cornerback Darius Rush is in the concussion protocol. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of Dan Moore Jr.? Leave your opinion in the comments.